So I wanted to try out the new buffed UMBREON in the Open Great League, and trust me, that worked out instantly super well. I went 5-0 immediately with this amazing team, and I will show you how and why. We're going to have here a team of the UMBREON, the Doublade, as well as the Sandtreat. And honestly, if you've seen recent videos of mine, you've seen quite a lot of times Doublade actually in it as a lead, and the main reason for it is it pairs absolutely perfect with any kind of dark type Pokemon. And this is kind of funny because like you wouldn't really expect it of like a Pokemon like Doublade, but this Pokemon is actually absolutely amazing in order to function well as what back in the day basically the poison types would be doing as like a great core with dark type Pokemon, just because of what it can hit and how you kind of like what kind of coverage you have. Also, what's kind of funny here, you're going to have a Face-Up Brick Break Ferret. The main reason for this is I don't have charge TMs and I want to use Brick Break Ferret in the last cup, in the Holiday Cup, and never really found a team that I enjoyed with it. And so, because I usually run as a Face-Up for a team like this, the Licky, and I've done that now already, I think, in 3 different teams with Doublade in the lead. I was like, okay, I gotta put something different there, and Ferret is totally fine, Dunsparce is totally fine, Dunsparce is totally fine, Building is totally fine. You have so many different options here. But generally speaking, Doublade is absolutely fantastic in the current meta. Like, I really would recommend you to get yourself a good Doublade. Same as Aegislash, but I feel like Doublade is even better than Aegislash. I think it's actually lower ranked, but Doublade is just so much more versatile, basically. Doublade is going to be a Pokemon that you're going to be able to just generally have a lot of fun with. Like, this Pokemon is going to be absolutely fantastic. As we will see as well, we're going to have another charge coming through. I think actually I've been able to fully farm them down here, but basically Doublade is going to be able to do so much against the opponent. In comes the Jellicent. We're going to see the swap out here into the Credilli, and luckily actually we have Brick Break on this Pokemon this time around, which will now allow me to get a debuff onto the opponent's defenses, which just makes everything a little bit easier again. Like, Brick Break itself got buffed this season as well, so like it's not actually as bad as it was before, and honestly I have to say it is quite noticeably better compared to what was last season. We got a plus 10 damage increase, which actually helps out quite a bit. Brick Break is not as bad anymore as it was before, but here again we're in 2 battles in already, won them both, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face the Celio. We have Shadow Celio against us, so this is going to be alright. We're going to be able to go ahead and try to go for another Sacred Sword against the opponent. This is going to allow us to get that near KO. We're gonna get the shield from the opponent. And as you see, we're going to have a shield coming up as well, body stamps coming through, and we're going to be able to go ahead and go for another shield. We just want to win the lead matchup. This is just the thing, I just want to win the lead matchup. I don't actually need to win the lead matchup here because I'm going to be fine with my entire team. But the way this team kind of functions, you really want to keep your Doublade alive, and this is exactly what I'm going to do here as well. I'm going to swap out just in case they're going to have something like a Wigglytuff in the back. So I'm still going to have my hardest answer against it. And this is exactly what I kind of want to achieve here. I want to get out the Wigglytuff with a Ferret. You want to have the hardest answer in the lead, and this is mainly why this is functioning so well. This is why Doublade is doing so well with Dark-type Pokemon, because the main weakness actually in the current meta is either fighting or Fairy-type Pokemon, and thanks to the unique typing that Doublade has, it actually works really well together for them, because it resists fighting and it resists resist charm as well, like Fairy-type Pokemon, but also has super effective coverage against them in the same breath. So yeah, Doublade is basically a perfect Pokemon to play with any Dark type, and like this type of team that I have here right now, I would really recommend you no matter what. Like, this is going to be of course an easy team to run around the UMBREON, but as we will see here, we are going to have the charge going in, the air cutters coming through against us. We're going to be able to go for the foul play against the opponent. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage in, and we try our best to get to another move, but the opponent decides to forfeit already. We had 3 Pokemon still left, and we can move on to the next opponent, we will face the Quagsire. Quagsire is going to be a Pokemon that, we are going to rather want to swap out here. We want to go into our Say-So of the Ferret. They swap onto the Charger Bug. I don't really have the best answer against either of them, so that's going to be a tough battle to come back from. The Swift is coming through. I am going to be hoping they still survive this hit, because shielding here doesn't make sense. In comes the Exeter. I still survive. I can still go for a Swift. I can still get them a little bit lower, and now at least I am going to be alright with a Doublade. I can go for the full farm on here. They're still going to get to a discharge. Hopefully it's just a discharge. Crunch would do way more. It is going to be the discharge and we can still take the hit. But we're not in a good position. Like, we still have to deal with a Quagsire. And I'm swapping out into my UMBREON just to get walled again by the Spidops. Spidops is a Pokemon that you rarely really see, but the one weakness of Spidops here in this kind of matchup is that the fast move itself actually is resisted. They're running Shadow Claw, they don't run Counter, they don't run Bug Bite, which are also valid options as a fast move. This Pokemon has 3 different good fast moves, but as we will see here, Foul Play is coming in. I'm going to try my best to swap out in time, but I can't do it, and so I'm forced to use yet another shield. And yes, I'm going to be 2 shields down now compared to the opponent, but I leave here with a ton of energy. They can still go for a move. I'm actually not too mad about that, because now I can swap out of here. I expect them to swap. I can now go for the charge move of Sacred Sword. And this is going to be fine, as we're going to get here another Sacred Sword off. We're going to hope that we can somehow win with still our final Pokemon with our UMBREON, even though UMBREON is already quite low. We are going to be going down here from that awkward tier. I can go for another Foul Play. I go for 1 Foul Play. And I will go ahead and go for, yet again, another fast move before going for the... Okay, they're going to go for the charge move anyway. We still survive a hit here, though. It's going to be the awkward tail. I can go for another move, and the opponent stops out into their Spidops. Because I'm a bit scared of the Quagsire's energy, I'm going to go for an extra move here. And this works out beautifully, because now we can knock out the Spidops with another Foul Play. But we're only 2 fast moves away of getting to another hit, and we can knock out the Quagsire as well. And again, UMBREON showcases the immense amount of bulk, the immense amount of spamminess now on this Pokemon, which is just helping out a ton. One reason, by the way, where I was also kind of happy about the Brick Break on the Ferret is that Bastiodon has been taken over the current Great League meta. Bastiodon is everywhere, like literally everywhere. And as you're gonna see, there's gonna be here now the Gorgeist against us, which is absolutely fine for us. Because we have a hard counter to that, we're going to be able to keep alignment if I really want to, which I think I should most likely keep alignment. But then again, I have Brick Break still on my Ferret, so I actually decided to swap out of here. Swapping out, I decided to see what they have in the back, and they actually have a good answer to me in the back, and if I kept alignment, I would have been definitely better off. But I didn't want to give the opponent the opportunity to get even more energy on their Bastiodon, which could then, at the end of the day, result in them getting to multiple flamethrowers against our Doublade. And this is something I wanted to avoid. That's why I swapped out of here. And because I feel quite confident that my Ferret with a Brick Break is going to be able to deal with the opponent's Bastiodon, I think I'm actually in the right spot here now. And as you can see as well, I have the option to still snipe them with a Foul Play we started with the UMBREON, allowing us to not only get the shield here, I should also even get the KO against the opponent as I tried to charge up extra. That didn't work out for them, and now it's Bastiodon against our entire team. As we're gonna see, I have the option to go for a Foul Play still, to just weaken them up a tiny bit, and I try my best to swap out in time, but I don't get it done. I'm sadly going to lose my UMBREON here, and we're gonna try our best to go for a Brick Break against them, because this just drops the opponent's defense. I'm fully aware that I'm going to be able to take a hit here from the opponent as well. I have a charge move still stored on my Doublade. I could just win this battle immediately, but I kind of just wanted to Brick Break them here. Sadly, the opponent doesn't allow me to do that, and that's fine. The stone is just going to come through, it's going to knock me out here, but now the energy dry, and I have so much energy on my Doublade to win us this battle. Good game to the opponent. We can move on to the next one, where Doublade goes up against the Castform. That's actually perfect, but I make a big mistake here. I stay in for way too long against the opponent's Altaria. I should have swapped out into either of my other Pokemon. To be fair, I think Ferret would have been the best Pokemon to go into, because I have fast damage, I have fast move damage, and I have Swift just generally on my side. So I feel like this was a mistake to stay in for that long, because now my Doublade is kind of low. I have to still see how I'm going to deal with it with the UMBREON, because I had that energy advantage. I'm now in a position where I am forced to use a shield here. To be fair, I do think this is another big mistake though, because the only thing that I just gave the opponent is, yeah, the option to have the equal shields that I have. But I have still a Brick Break on my Ferret, which would have helped me out against the Castform anyway. So now it depends on what they're going to have in the back here. I'm still going to be able to get to 2 Foul Plays, which is honestly quite alright. Like, this is going to be cool, because it's going to allow us to get some damage on against them. But I am now in a position where they're going to have a ton of energy. I just let the move go. I know I survive a Weather Ball. I know I don't survive a Blizzard. They go for the Blizzard. Fair play, a lot of energy. They are wasted basically against me. And I'm just hoping that my Ferret is going to be able to win this battle for me. But again, I do feel like I really misplayed this battle, and in the back there's going to be Jellicent, and I can tell you here already, if I had Trailblaze, I'm fairly certain I would have won this battle. Because I can still take a Surf here, I still have a shield left, I would have been able to go for 2 Trailblazes, boosting my own attack instead of dropping the opponent's defense, which then in hindsight also would allow me to farm down the Castform instead, and I would have been absolutely in a way better spot. So that is my own fault here for having the wrong moveset. Basically, I would have easily won the battle if I just had Trailblaze. So yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. Again, I do think that Trailblaze is better than Brick Break, but it's just funny to have Brick Break here. Alright. We're going to have the Hydro Cannon. That is okay. We have the Celio coming in. This is going to be fine as well. And yeah, as we see, the opponent actually catches the move onto the Altaria. That is not alright. I'm gonna overfarm a lot and go into my Umbreon, which can take the hits quite easily. And again, Umbreon is actually an absolute monster now. Like, I haven't really talked too much about it yet in the video, but Umbreon is fantastic. Because what you have here is a Pokemon that doesn't really care about the opponent's energy. A Pokemon that has super fast charge moves, and now they do even quite some solid amount of damage. Like, you kind of underestimate on how much of a difference the foul play change actually is. Doing 5 more damage seems like nothing, but actually, like, we hit here already, I think, like 3 foul plays against the opponent. Like, that's 15 extra damage, and that is quite significant. And as we see here, they have the opponent coming in. I just looked away. That was my own fault. The game didn't lag there. So I went for the foul play. I should stopped out straight away and just looked away for 1 second, and that was literally the worst time possible. So good job me here. That was very silly. I feel like if I stopped out straight away and kept my move there, which definitely was possible, I would have been in a very solid spot here. I'm still not in a bad spot though. I think I'm still most likely gonna win this battle, but we have to see here. We're gonna knock them out there. There's still another Pokemon left in the back. It's gonna be Lapras. I think we're still fine because we have the Sacred Sword that is coming through here. That is going to allow us to get some solid damage in against the opponent. And as we will see, we have the stop out now into the third. This is okay. And yeah, as we will see here as well, we're going to be able to go for the Swift against the opponent. This is perfectly fine. This is going to allow us to get that KO. And here comes the Lapras, as we have another Swift coming in very, very soon. We should be fine here. Or it's the Ice Beam and they knock us out, but we can still farm them down. So good game to the opponent. We can move on to the second to last battle. We face off against one of the worst possible leads. Like, to be fair, like, this is just bad. I have Sacred Sword. They don't want me to go for the Sacred Sword though, so like, that's fine. I feel like I could have maybe ran into a Ferret here, just shielded once and farmed them down. I think this would have been a viable option, but instead I'm now in the Umbreon, which is not too bad. I have to shield up the dynamic punches, but I'm outspeeding the opponent like so fast that it doesn't really matter too much. I should be still okay. They of course debuff me here. This is a very smart play by the opponent, don't get me wrong. Like, that makes a lot of sense. I should just keep my foul play, I feel like. I shouldn't just stop out of here. And do stop out of here and go for the Sacred Sword, which should force the first shield from the opponent. So let's see what they're gonna do with that. I still have another Sacred Sword stored, and they want to have this against the Altaria, but I kept my composure up there and decided to go for the Gyro Ball instead, which does some solid amount of damage here, but sadly they're gonna knock me out before I get to the Sacred Sword. And this could be actually quite impactful that they got the knockout just there, because now I am not gonna put them into the range where this is going to knock them out anymore. And even with the Sacred Sword, it wouldn't be in the case there, but I would have put them in a better matchup for our third, where we would be able to farm them down a bit easier. Skytech comes in, and they swap out back into the Macago. I am forced to use a shield here, even if it's a Rock Tomb. That is fine, but I have access to the Brick Break now, which is going to be quite solid for me. I think they still need a few fast moves. Let's see. Okay, they're going to be able to go for the move now. They're going to knock me out. Now it's down to Umbreon to win the battle. But I feel like, again, it just was such a close battle that now it depends on if I'm going to get to my move in time, if they farm me down in time. I need 3 more fast moves to get to my foul play. And as you see, the opponent goes for their own charge move in time. I wonder if I would have been able to go for 1 more fast move against the opponent's Macago, depending on which cycle they're on. Could have actually worked out, but good game to the opponent. Close battle, could have won either way. And that's the thing as well, this is like one of the safest teams that you can run currently in the Go Battle League. Like, this is one of the safest climbing team that you can run. Umbreon is super, super safe. Ferret is safe. You don't need Brick Break, by the way. Again, Brick Break is just here more for fun. Doublade is such a cool Pokemon. Especially Doublade in the lead is able to align yourself against a lot of Pokemon, which is amazing, and that's kind of the main way I'm using it as well. I try to align myself against a lot of the Pokemon where I can do it. Here against something like the Altaria, I feel like it's not worth it, because Altaria is Flamethrower. Like if you have super effective coverage against you, it's just not really worth it. But here I can even go for the Brick Break against the opponent, doing some super effective damage and dropping the opponent's defense at the same breath, as I can even snipe them here because I have them now into range for one foul play. Anyway, the opponent decides to use a shield, they swap out into their Marowak, but I hope that they let the move go here, because I do even think I get to another Sacred Sword in time, because I should be able to get 2 fast moves off, and with that I get to the Sacred Sword, force the shield from the opponent, and I should be in a very positive position here. I should be even able to go for the full farm if I really wanted to, but I decided to actually use a shield here because I forgot at this point what they had in the back. Good job me, I should have not done that. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Empoleon is in the back, which does more damage than whatever Bone Club did there. Like the Bone Club actually did nothing. I wonder if they even fully charged it, because it really looked... I assume they fully charged it because it really doesn't do any damage against the Umbreon. Just showcasing how broken this Pokemon is. And yeah, we're going to be able to win again. This team was fantastic. I went a total of 8-2. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then.